Hi. So in this video, we are going to discuss about different assessments and diagnosis with the help of a few case examples that I am going to present today. So the first case example is about assessments and diagnosis in family therapy for divorced parents. So the parents of a 12-year-old boy have recently gone through a divorce. The mother has primary custody and the father has visitation rights. The mother is concerned that the father's behavior during visitation is negatively impacting their son's emotional well-being. So in this case, I would first do a thorough assessment of family's history, focusing on relationship dynamics between the parents, the sequence of events and factors leading to the divorce, the child's experiences with the divorce and what emotional impact he went through. Here, both parents had significantly different parenting styles, which were leading to conflicts and disagreements between them. The child's adjustment was assessed, and the results were presented as being sufficient grounds for the parents to agree on changing certain aspects of their parenting in order to connect emotionally with their child. Now, case example two, assessments and diagnosis in family therapy for a family coping with the parent's illness. So here, a family with two teenage children with is coping with a parent's recent diagnosis of cancer. The family is struggling to adjust the changes in their daily routine, and the children are experiencing anxiety and depression. Through the initial interview, it was clear that the family was dealing with the threat of the diagnosis turning into a terminal illness, and it was affecting the emotional well being of the entire family. But especially the two children, they required individual sessions to work through difficulties at school like social withdrawal, lack of concentration, and loss of interest in pleasurable activities. The family worked on understanding what the diagnosis of cancer has meant to them, fearful anticipation of grief and separation from a loved one. The parents who initially taken the stance to exclude their teenage children from information about the treatment process gradually came to realize this was maintaining their anxiety and depression and adopted better ways of communication. The parents and the children also worked on emotionally supporting each other during times of stress. Now, case example 3. Here we are going to discuss about assessments and diagnosis in family therapy for a family with a child with special needs. So, a family with a child with special needs is struggling to cope with the challenges of caring for their child. The parents are experiencing stress and anxiety, and the child is displaying behavioral problems. During therapy, the therapist conducts a comprehensive assessment of the family's dynamics, including the impact of the child's special needs on family roles and responsibilities, communication patterns, and coping strategies. The therapist also administers the child behavior checklist, which is CBCL, to assess the child's emotional and behavioral functioning. The therapist diagnoses the child with deficit or hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and recommends individual therapy for the child. The therapist also recommends family therapy to help the parents develop coping strategies that support their emotional well-being and improve the child's behavioral problems. Some coping strategies that I could suggest for the parents here could be introducing me time and self care for the parents to manage their own stress and anxiety. Their current coping method was to hyper focus on the child and the behavioral challenges, which made them feel frustrated, and they often dealt with this by berating the child. Their coping strategy would be to build awareness of their emotional state and to soothe themselves before intervening the child. Now, with that, we come to an end of the day two learnings. I hope you had a good learning and insightful experience. A few questions will be given to you in the assignment sheet so that you can connect to the content. And for me, it will be really helpful to understand your experiences or understanding in dealing with family issues, conflict, family communication, etc. So, yeah, with that, we need to close this up. And yeah, thank you and see you tomorrow.